Hi everybody, I hope everyone's doing well. This video is going to be all about the art of exfoliating. So if you guys are interested, do stick around. So basically exfoliation or exfoliating is the process of removing the dead skin cells or the outermost layer of our skin in the face. And the reason why this is very important or essential in our skin regimen is that it is the one crucial step in the regimen which I believe truly allows to give you that very beautiful complexion. It gets rid of dull skin. It gets rid of any saltness or sallowness in the pigmentation of your outer layer of your skin, and at the same time it regenerates or at least promotes regeneration of new skin cells once you do it. So it really is the sole reason of why a lot of people have that glow from within look. This is the one step that really allows for you to have that very beautiful even skin tone, beautiful complexion, and an improved texture of your outer surface of your skin. So I've been trying to do a skincare regimen or routine, and what I thought I would do was break them up into different segments, and this is not going to be in any order. I just decided that the first topic I wanted to discuss was exfoliation. I think it's very crucial, and I believe it's the one step in my previous routine which was dearly lacking, and was the primary reason for why I actually would get breakouts and I had lots of very uneven skin tone. I was completely missing out on the whole exfoliating factor in my regimen. So I'll begin with the two kinds of exfoliation that you can typically do. That's a physical and a chemical one, and I'll share the products with you guys and a few of the products that I rotate around in terms of achieving this. So just another thing I wanted to add, exfoliation is something that is commonly done when you get a facial as well. So anything that involves removing the outer layer of the skin. So in facials you usually undergo something like this. Microdermabrasion is another term for exfoliation, and a chemical peel is also a form of exfoliation, but it actually could be one of the harshest, really depending on the type of chemical and how much of how potent the chemical you use is. So let me begin, and I was just putting aside some of my exfoliating products and things that I use, and I realized that most of them are actually physical exfoliating things. So the very first thing, and I'm sure you guys have seen this, it's very, very common. This is the Clarisonic. This is kind of like a facial brush tool. This is definitely, obviously, it's very physical because you actually have a brush that you actually run through your skin. And this one works adjacent with almost any cleanser. It doesn't have to be anything with any beads or scrubs that are usually for exfoliating. A lot of the time, this will allow you to get a very deep cleanse, but a physical exfoliation as well, depending on the products that you pair it with. So usually, this is probably going to be a very mild form of exfoliation, but I've always been pairing my Clarisonic with Ole Henriksen African Red Tea Cleanser, and this is a very, very mild, gentle foaming cleanser, and I find that it does a very, very, very good deep cleansing. I'm not so sure how effective it is in actually removing dead layers of my skin, but my skin definitely feels more supple and more ready to receive deep moisturizing, which is usually why you would want to exfoliate. So it just opens up the pores and really allows you to moisturize it even better. If you use this with something like the Olay Regenerist, which is a deep pore scrub, and it actually has some beads. I forgot to bring that out, but I'll show you guys in a bit. That will call for a bit more of an exfoliation just because it physically even has scrubs with the formulation. It's a mild exfoliating cleanser. This is from Clarins, and this has orange extract. Now, a lot of the times there will be cleansers that have beads or scrubs in the formulation. that can be a form of physical exfoliating, but because of the formulation, sometimes they're not really that effective. So you do want to read the ingredients that they have, and also be mindful of how large their beads are, because they can get quite abrasive. And sometimes if you have, depending on the threshold of your skin, and if it's more sensitive than others, it can actually be more of a negative than a positive. So this one is a very gentle one. It has very fine small beads. And one thing you also want to keep in mind when you're physically exfoliating is you should be very mindful of how abrasive you are in certain areas, or just not to overdo it, because you may not know it, but you can be actually causing your skin more harm. And which is a favorite of mine, this is Holy Grail, and this is still very, very mild, especially because it has oatmeal in it. This is Dermalogica's Daily Microfoliant. I think between the two, these are two of my more mild or milder exfoliators. Between these two, this is still more mild, just because of the fact that it actually has, it's rice based and it has oatmeal in it, so it actually is very soothing after a while. And this one, you actually work on the palms of your fingers with a little bit of water to create a semi paste, so it's not really that abrasive, although it does have some texture to its consistency. So this is the Dermalogica's Daily Microfoliant. Now I'm going to move on to a bit of the more abrasive ones. This is Derma E's Vitamin A Glycolic Facial Scrub. Glycolic acid in itself is a chemical exfoliator, and this one has some beads or scrubs in it as well, which is not very fine. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's actually so it's a white formulation with some brown beads, and it's actually, if you guys can see some of the brown beads right there, I'm not so sure if you will, but it's actually quite abrasive. So when I use this one, I'm actually very careful, or more careful, when I'm actually rubbing it in my skin. This is from Lush. This is their Ocean Salt, and this is one of the few products I've tried from Lush. So this is how it looks, and you can see right there on the surface it actually has actual salts, and they're not fine salts. They're actually, they almost look like they're rock salt. So this one I've tried once, and it's very, very, very abrasive. I thought I was gonna rub my skin out, so you have to be very careful. So I just rubbed it slowly, just a bit, and then I washed it off my face. But that's basically it. Those are a few of my physical exfoliators.